All praises to the Most High, Father Yahuwah. Today we're going to go over being a good person is not enough. Being a good person is not enough because us people who being raised in the Sunday church and being raised in a world where they just make you believe the ducks they fighting, so gotta excuse them. For people that believe like, hey, well, I could just be a good person, and I'm married. I'm not murdering anyone, and I take care of my family, and I treat people this way, and I help people, and I'm a good person, right? Wrong. Okay, that's not enough. That is not enough to make it into the kingdom, and we got to be very aware of this. Make sure that we stay on our toes. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 3. Because this is what we taught in the world. I know this is what I was taught. Hey, you're a good person. You're doing good things. You're not out stealing, killing, and doing this stuff. That's good. But it's not that simple. It's not that simple. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 6. It says, trust in Yahuwah with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. See that? So, in this world, we are taught to lean on our own understanding, okay? Just thinking that you're going to make it into the kingdom by simply being a good person, that's pretty much leaning on your own understanding, okay? Because it requires much more than that, okay? In the Sunday church, they teach the same thing. Hey, well, the law is done away with. You can do this as long as you're married and you're doing this and you're doing that, and you're helping organizations and this and woo woo woo. And they think, hey, well, you're a good person. That's enough. I'm going to make it, right? No. We have to be very aware of this. Let's look at verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. See? So in all your ways you acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Meaning, are you really praying to Yahuwah before you make decisions? Are you sure that you're living out the Most High's will for your life? Are you sure of these things? We got to make sure that we do this. In every decision, in all your ways, you have to acknowledge Yahuwah, okay? That you living out his will and his purpose for your life. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9. Jeremiah 17, verse 9. Jeremiah 17, verse 9. It says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? You see that? So your heart and mind is wicked. You can't even trust your own heart and mind. You have thoughts that run through your mind every day that you can't even trust. You have to get up and kill this flesh every single day. So how can you honestly depend on yourself saying, well, I'm a good person and this and that, and I should be able to make it, when you can't even trust your own heart and mind? You have to follow the will of Yahuwah. Let's go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 16 through 18. Matthew chapter 19, verse 16 through 18. Matthew 19, 16 through 18. It says, and behold, one came and said unto him, good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? This was a young man that came to Yeshua, the Mashiach, and asked him, what things shall I do to obtain eternal life? Look what Yeshua told him, the Christ, the Mashiach. And he said unto him, why call thou me good? There is none good but one, that is Elohim. So this is Yahushua HaMashiach, the Messiah, who came on earth and walked perfectly without sin. And even he told this man, why are you calling me good? Why are you calling me good? There is no one good but Yahuwah that's in heaven. Me depending on my own flesh and the works that I do, I can't consider, oh, well, since I'm good, that is enough for me to make it into the kingdom. No, because none of us is good. We all deal with this wicked flesh every day. None of us is good. But those who are constantly, this doesn't mean that you're supposed to say, hey, I'm going to get up and sin. No. And keep getting up and constantly making the same mistakes. No. But you have to get up daily and deny yourself and walk after the will of Yahushua HaMashiach and Yahuwah. Walking after Yahuwah's will. Leaning on the Mashiach for strength through this life. Being obedient. Those are the ones that's going to make it. Let's go to, Look what he told him. But if thou will enter into life, keep the commandments. So he told him right there, why you call me good? No one is good. If you want life, keep the commandments. Not, the law is done away with and you can do whatever you want. No, he said it right here. Why are you calling me good? Keep the commandments. Be obedient. Walk after the will of Yahuwah. Let's go to Matthew chapter 7. Matthew chapter 7, verse 21. Matthew chapter 7, verse 21. Not everyone that say unto me, Master, Master, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Do you hear that? So just because you saying, Lord, Lord this and Lord that, and I worship the Lord and I follow the Lord and I'm doing good works unto the Lord, that's not enough to enter into the kingdom. You have to be following the will that Yahuwah laid out for mankind and the will that he laid out individually for you. And only you would know that. If you seek in Yahuwah, he will show you. Many will say to me in that day, Master, Master, have we not prophesied in thy name? In thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. You hear that? So the works that you're doing that's supposedly good, that is not enough if you're not following the will of the Heavenly Father Yahuwah. It's not enough. It's not enough to make it. We have to make sure that we're following the will that Yahuwah has in store for our life and not our own interests. And he set out a will for all of his remnant. And ultimately, we know what that is, the keeping of the commandments. And then will I profess unto them. Verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. Oh, and that storm is coming. That storm is coming. It's the tribulation. That great storm is actually here already. And those who are listening to every word that Yahushua HaMashiach say and following the will that Yahuwah has in store for their life, those are the ones who's going to build themselves upon a rock. And when that great storm come, they're not going to be moved. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. See, that's what happened when you don't listen. Let's go to John chapter 10. John chapter 10. John chapter 10, verse 1 through 7. John chapter 10, verse 1 through 7. Look what he says. Yahushua Mashiach. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. You see that? Yeshua is the way. You cannot expect to enter into the kingdom, into the resurrection, the great rest. You cannot expect to enter by your own way, by your own means. It doesn't work that way. We cannot expect to enter in that way. This is what the Sunday church is teaching. that you can not keep the law, live lawlessly, which is satanic, and do whatever you want to do, but you have some good works that you're doing. You can still eat pork, but at least you help people. You can still celebrate Christmas, but at least that you're going to church every Sunday. No, it doesn't work that way. You're trying to enter in through another way and not the narrow, not through the front door, which is Yeshua. But he that enter in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. And a stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. So this is how you will know who is the sheep of Yahushua Mashiach, because they will listen to only his voice. If anyone, your pastor, your evangelist, whatever he is, your bishop, your Hebrew camp elder, whatever they are, if they're not speaking a word according to Yahushua Mashiach, his true sheep will not listen. This parable spake Yeshua unto them, but they understood not what things they were which he spake unto them. Then said Yeshua unto them again, Verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. You see that? So everybody that came before Yeshua, sheep didn't even hear them. And they didn't even have the position that Yahushua Mashiach had. But then you got Yahushua Mashiach, which came, and they still didn't even listen to him. A man who John the Baptist say, look, I'm not even worthy to untie this man's shoe or tie his shoes. They didn't even listen to him. You see? So if you try to come in your own way, well, I'm a good person, or I do this, that's not enough. You're trying to enter in through the back door or the side door or the side window. No, you have to enter the narrow path straightly, which is the will that Yahuwah have put for mankind, the remnant who will follow him, and the will that he put in place for your life, which you have to seek him to find out. Let's go to Matthew chapter 5. Verse 17. We have to make sure that we're vigilant. You can't enter in. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would make it. Everybody would make it if it was easy. He said the righteous shall scarcely make it. This let us know that we have to be on it. We have to diligently seek Yahuwah and Yahusha. Let's go to Matthew 5, verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law of the prophets. I am come not to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. So heaven and earth is still here, right? So that means that you should still be keeping the Sabbath. You should not be eating pork and doing all these different things. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach me, and so he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. See that? So if your Sunday Christian pastor or somebody else, or your mother or father, whoever, is telling you, you don't have to keep these commandments, he said he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. He ain't gonna make it, or she ain't gonna make it. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. The scribes and the Pharisees, they looked at the law as it was just a law. That could be another video. They didn't look at it by faith. This is what Paul said. That's why they stumbled. When you look at the laws of this country, it may be a law that say don't jaywalk, but you're gonna look both ways, and if it's nobody out, you're gonna jaywalk, right? Because you don't look at it as something serious, just a law. This is how the Pharisees looked at it. They didn't look at it by faith, that this is a lifestyle that they should live by. They didn't look at it that way. Let's go to Matthew 10. Matthew chapter 10, verse 37. Matthew chapter 10, verse 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Whoa. So are you willing to love Yahushua HaMashiach more than your own family? more than your mother or father who speaks against him? When his word is clearly saying something else, but you're afraid to disappoint your mother or your father or your brother? You're afraid to disappoint them? You're afraid of suffering persecution from them? Are you willing to do that? Those who are walking with Yahuwah and Yahushua Mashiach already experienced that. And guess what? It's not going to stop. We got to get up every single day and fight. It's not easy. If it was easy, he wouldn't have said a remnant will only make it. He wouldn't have said that the wide path is what majority of the people gonna take. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He that find his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. Not only do you have to be willing to die when a situation occur, if it does, for whoever it occurs for, you got to pray that you get the strength, that you have the strength for that. But you got to kill and deny yourself every single day. Not live out your own interests. Oh, well, you mean to tell me I can't follow my own dreams? No. If you're trying to make it into the kingdom, that's not how it works. But guess what? You're going to be happy. I guarantee you that. Once you start following your own interests in different things. Well, I got the money, the amount of money I wanted. I got the car, the dream car I always wanted. I got the house that I always wanted, but you're still unhappy. You still feel like your life serves no purpose because you're rejecting the will that Yahushua HaMashiach through Yahuwah has put in place for your life. Let's go to Luke chapter 9. That's what's going to ultimately give us true peace. Following the will that Yahuwah has in store for us. Not our own, oh, well, I want to do this and I want to do that. No, that's not how it works. And you're going to realize that you're going to keep going down a road of feeling like your life is not being, like you're not living for your purpose. No matter what possessions and things that you achieve. Luke chapter 9, verse 23. And he said unto them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Denying yourself. Living out the will that Yahuwah has in store for your life. And guess what? You're going to be happy. You're going to be like, man, I never knew that he was going to do all these things for me. Things that you can't imagine. Let's go to Revelation chapter 14. Being good is just not enough. Good. I'm a good person. I do good works. I'm not stealing and killing. That's good. But it takes much more sacrifice. Yahushua Mashiach sacrificed himself, and he requires us to sacrifice ourselves in a spiritual manner. And also physically, if it occurs. Let's go to Revelation chapter 14. 9 through 12. Revelation 14, 9 through 12. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Elohim, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So you living a life. If we want to follow a life of our own interests, of our own fleshly goals, of what I want to do, what I only want to do, and achieve all these different things. All I'm worrying about is achieving more money, bigger homes, more possessions. Guess what? Those who do these things are pretty much preparing themselves to take the mark. This is why you have to walk after the will that Yahuwah put in store for your life. And guess what? Look what he say though. Verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Elohim and the faith of Yeshua. Right here in the New Testament. Not the old, because they say, oh, that's the old way. This is right here in the New Testament. These are the people who won't take the mark. The patience of the saints. What are they patient for? Because they know that something greater is going to come. And they keep the commandments of Elohim. Let's go to Revelation 22, 10 through 15. Revelation 22, 10 through 15. It says, He say unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. You see that? Blessed are they that do his commandments. Why would he put this at the very end of this book? That's why I always go to this. Because he put it at the very end to let us know this is what you have to do. For without are dogs, sorcerers, whoremongers, murderers, idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. So even if you love a lie, you know that this person lying. You know this person lying. You know your pastor is lying. You know your camp elder is lying. You know your friend is lying. But you love a lie. See? That's not enough. You're not going to make it. It don't matter how much works you did. Remember what he said. Those who came before me saying, I have prophesied and cast out demons, all that will go out the window because you love a lie. And you refuse to follow the will that Yahuwah put in place for your life and deny yourself. You were selfish. You didn't appreciate what Yahushua Mashiach did. You went and want to do your own thing. We got to make sure that we are careful not to do this. We have to make sure. Remember the video that I made, prayers and supplications of what is Yahuwah's will for your life and his purpose for your life. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 1 through 2. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, say the preacher. Vanity of vanities. All is vanity. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. You see that? He's saying it's all vanity. Why? Because it all fades away. This is why we have to follow the will that Yahuwah has in place for our life. Because if we don't, it's all vanity anyway. The only thing that's going to follow you is the works that's truly of Yahuwah that you do when you follow the will that he has in place for your life. That's the only thing that's going to follow you into the next life. Verse 5, the sun ariseth and the sun goeth down and hasteth to his place where he rose. You see that? And remember, he said, what profit of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? See? Now you following your own interests. And you working, you toiling day and night. You toiling day and night, working hard. Following your own, what you want to do and not the will that Yahuwah has in place. And guess what? All that work is going to vanish. And you won't be a part of that remnant. Let's make sure that we stay strong and not make these mistakes. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Verse 7 through 14. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Elohim who gave it. Vanity of vanities, say the preacher. All is vanity. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed and sought out and set in other many proverbs. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even the words of truth. The words of the wise are as golds and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. And further by these, my son, be admonished. Of making many books there is no end, and much study is weariness of the flesh. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. fear Elohim and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. It's right there, plain and simple. So being a good person is not enough. Being obedient to the Most High, keeping his commandments, and being obedient to the will that he has in store for our life. That we are living life with a real purpose. For Elohim shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good, or whether it be evil. We were not created to just live life and do what we want to do and not serve any purpose. Okay, you live in a life where you have whatever you may be doing, right? You got the amount of money you wanted. You got your body to look how you wanted to look. You took all the vacations you wanted to take. You did all the things you wanted to do for your kids. You did all these things, right? But you still refused to follow the will of Yahuwah. And guess what? You think Yahuwah will let you just sit around and he won't bless you? You think he's just going to leave you stranded and forsake his true saints? Just leave you out here? Like David said, I never saw a man that walked with Yahuwah, his children, begging for bread. So don't think that Yahuwah is just not going to bless you. Come on now. He's not going to forsake his children. But when you only thinking about yourself, guess what? When we do these things, we are not going to live life and be great. Because Yahuwah created us to do great things and to live out the purpose that he has in store for our life. If we are not doing these things, our life will not serve any purpose. And that's why whatever you do and whatever you achieve and whatever possessions you get, or even when you don't have, you still unhappy because you're not following the purpose and the will that Yahuwah has in store for your life. Ultimately being obedient to him, keeping his commandments, and following the will that he has in store for our life. I hope you got something from this. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High and his only begotten Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Hope y'all have a great day. Shalom.